Alrighty. This is the one I'm thinking of, so hopefully it should only take a couple minutes, and then I think... Ah, fuck. I dropped my controller and I skipped the cutscene. Well, whatever. He needs me to use this motorcycle and pretend to be a guy, and then I'm gonna go find somebody and kill them. That's the mission. Sorry for skipping the cutscene, but it's good because it saves on time. Okay, meeting point is, what, 2,000 years away? Thank you for knocking me into the moon. Oh god. See, the only problem with this is that I have to do it on a fucking motorcycle, which, as we all know, all of the motorcycles in this game come retrofitted with fucking butter on their wheels. See, and, like, it's cool to go fast, so of course you're gonna want to go fast, but you can't do that because even if you go 2 miles an hour and you hit the curb, you're gonna go to Mars. Speaking of which, I saw today that they were doing this, like, SpaceX thing. They were gonna do a big, like, joint NASA and SpaceX launch with, like, a crew on it. I don't know where they were gonna go or what they were gonna do, but it was like SpaceX's first, like, manned space flight, and apparently got postponed because of weather. I don't know. I don't have any fun takes or anything. I just think that's weird. I think it's weird that this strange, eccentric, dumb billionaire gets to just throw rockets into the sky and name his kid that. That's, like, it is very funny, but it's also, like, there should be laws against naming your kid shit like that. Like, that's basically child abuse. And that kid is either going to grow up to be, like, a fucking Maoist or just, like, Hitler too. He's gonna, because his name being that is going to be, like, his like, supervillain origin story. Okay, is this a stupid fucking scripted chase, or can I just shoot this motherfucker right now? Oh, I guess it's a super duper fun scripted chase where we get to see all these wonderful things that they scripted for us and take 19 years to fall off and then get back on the bike. And then we're gonna lose him, and instead of taking 2 minutes, it's going to take 2,000. Because why would anything go smoothly in one of these fucking videos? This is partially why I don't do this in live commentary, because when I'm actually playing a video game, I'm mostly just swearing to myself when anything even slightly annoying happens. Okay, see, this looks like a scenario where I should just be able to shoot him, but I don't really think I can. Oh! Alright. Nice.
Frankie Garon sleeping with the fishes. Anyone who saw us is going to describe the Albanian you got on ice.
Alright, nice work. Real nice. I'll let Jimmy P know about it. But anything he throws my way, Wall is gonna be outside. The cops will knock down my door any moment. Take me to them.
And a kind of awkward transition into post-commentary, because I thought that all of the last video and these last 4 minutes would all fit in the same video, but alas, they did not. So, and I didn't really want to do live commentary for the rest of this, and this cab is really shitting on this dude's day. But yeah, we're here for another date with Carmen, and she does not like the clothes at all, but she does like the car. Because I looked at the GTA 4 wiki and found out what kind of cars she likes. But I don't know what kind of clothes she likes. I thought maybe a biker outfit would, like, she'd think that's badass, but I don't know. Anyway.
My tits, honey. I didn't pay this much much for them if I didn't want men to look. You like what you see?
Yeah, sure. What made you want to get fake tits?
Fake is the best kind. They firm, they round, they beautiful. Don't you think?
Sure. I heard they weren't that good if you wanted to breastfeed the baby, though.
I don't want no baby pulling on my puppies. I just want them looking perfect. They're designer, just like the clothes I wear.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that Carmen is, like, annoying because she's very, like, shallow and image obsessed, but I just think it's funny, honestly. I think it's mostly her voice actress. I want to find out who does the voice for her because, I don't know, there's just a specificity to her performance of it that makes it very funny, and she feels like a real person. And, as I said before, she's arguably the most useful of the girlfriends because she can heal you over the phone. And I think there's another one. There's a person... Oh no, I don't think it's a girlfriend. Maybe it is, but I know that if you do a certain something later in the game, Francis, you can call him, I think, and he will lower your wanted level for you. But I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I think there may be a girlfriend who does that also. I feel like there's a girlfriend that's also, like, either a cop or a lawyer or some shit. And yeah, I had no idea what food place I was taking her to. I don't think she really liked this one that much because it's just a regular diner and just got my ass handed to me by a car. But, there you have it. And yeah, she was saying that she was bored because I was taking too long to drive her back to her house, which was 200,000 yards away. Yards! Yep. I mean, 200,000 yards would be a long... It would be a long.
Lucky man. How lucky are you? Carmen likes this. Oh.
Still a little weird, but still not as, inhuman sex noises as, fucking Michelle. Or Karen. It's really funny, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but it's very funny that her name is Karen, because, you know, that's the big meme that the kids are doing nowadays, you know? The Karen meme, where that's what we call every, annoying white woman, or anyone who exudes annoying white woman energy. I've kind of already gotten sick of that. It was kind of like OK Boomer, where I identify with the sentiment of it, but it got very overused very quickly. It got co-opted by people who are, you know, pretty culpable in that sort of behavior themselves. I don't know. It's always you can't really go. I'm not gonna say trust them too much because what does that mean? But like, I don't know. You can only go so far with, like, you know, internet catchphrases as a means of communicating an idea to people, because eventually it's already become, you know, I mean, OK Boomer, I feel like most people just who hate that, like, you know, boomers who hate it, they mostly just chalk that up to, like, oh, kids are assholes, which, like, yeah, that's fine. But the Karen thing, that's specifically, I mean, I've already seen a think piece by a white woman saying that it's a racial slur. So yeah, I don't feel like it's accomplishing much, but, you know, who said that posts on the internet had to accomplish anything, or that that's what anybody who uses them was trying to do? You know, they're just saying them and they caught on, I guess. Just like anything on the internet, just gets absorbed into the memosphere and just becomes another turn of phrase that ultimately, I'm sure, will become completely stripped of its meaning at some point. But it is still very funny. It's funny because, like OK Boomer, it makes all the most annoying people mad, which is a good thing. It doesn't do much, it doesn't change anything, but it at least pisses off people that hate you and that have shitty opinions and an understanding of the world. So you shouldn't throw it out entirely.
Niko, it's Carmen.
Anyway, here's Carmen to tell us that she can fucking heal us over the phone. And I also just noticed that your health bar goes up when you have sex. And that's delightful. I think that's really nice. Personally. But anyway, here we are back in Spaghetti Town, and it's time for another Ray Fettuccine episode. I'm gonna try to come up with a new way of making fun of his name every time that we see him, but I'm probably gonna run out of them.
After my friends. I got a lot of friends. Important friends. Jimmy Pecorino's a personal friend of mine. More or less. Hey, sweetheart.
Hey,
My God, you look like shit. What's wrong?
nothing. I haven't been to bed yet. I've been smoking crystal.
You been what? What are you, a fucking idiot? You white trash motherfucker, what is wrong with you?
Give me a break, okay? I feel like death.
Hey!
What?
It's because I care. You know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Now, speaking of the ice.
Yeah, they got it. They left it where you said. That's why I came over here. Can I get a goddamn copy
Yeah,
here?
you look like you could really use some goddamn caffeine.
I'm fucking coming down, asshole. I feel like death.
Fine, whatever. Niko, need you to go collect some garbage for me.
Garbage?
Yeah, you wanted a career in waste disposal, now you got one.
Can I get a goddamn copy over here?
What kind of garbage?
Garbage with a lot of ice in it.
Today?
Go over to F between Columbus and Denver. There'll be a truck waiting there. 3 guys. Good guys. Friends of mine. Main guy's name is Luca. Go.
Okay.
Hey, Sugar. Come here. Oh, this'll be over soon.
You gotta stop me smoking this stuff, Ray. I'm fucking killing myself.
Alright, so, we are now at the beginning of the Diamond saga of this game. The diamonds are a pretty central feature of the whole GTA 4 Liberty City canon. As I've talked about before, there are 2 expansion packs, what would you call them? Just additional little mini stories. The Lost and Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony. I'm sorry, I just bumped the mic. And these diamonds feature very prominently in the plots of both of those games. So if you're a little bit confused about what exactly the deal is with these diamonds, who all of these random interested parties that we're going to be running into over the course of the next several missions regarding the diamonds, who they are and why they're doing it, how this all connects to the Lost, which this dude Luca is explaining right now, that Ray's, I don't think is it his wife or girlfriend or whatever, the junkie girl that we just saw. Yeah, she's friends with the Lost. I think I just called them the Lost MC. That's what they're called in GTA 5, I'm sorry. And yeah, diamonds, but it's very complicated. And honestly, I haven't played Lost and Damned or Gay Tony all the way through, and I'm experiencing the finer details of this game's story along with you as I'm playing this, so I don't really remember everything that happens in relation to it. But it's a very complex Game of Thrones of the Ancelottis and the Pegorinos and Ray and the Lost and the McRearys and Gay Tony and a bunch of other shit. And then this fucker, like, what are you doing? Get on the fucking truck. It's time to go. It's trash day. Yeah, I don't really like this mission, but I'm not too mad at it because, first of all, it's not, like, insipidly long, and also, it is just kind of like the setup for a rather important series of events in the plot. Yeah, the Dominicans. Fuck, why can't I talk or read? They're involved as well. But, yeah. I don't know what I was just saying.
Attract any attention.
Yeah, me and Tuna was saying that before you got here. We were saying that there's a lot of opportunities for this to go wrong. The bank could split, the diamonds could go missing real easy.
That's why we're going to be extra careful, right? We wouldn't want that to happen, would we?
Of course not. You know how pissed Ray would get if he found out some diamonds were missing?
He has a temper.
Are you fucking kidding me? The manager of one of his waste depots was holding out on profits a couple years back. Ray fed him to a dump truck. There was this point where the sounds of his screams stopped, and all you could hear was his bones crushing. Then the pop of his skull going. I nearly lost my lunch.
Nice.
This is the
Nice.
other one, Tuna. Grab it.
Oh, jeez. Rather gruesome story there. Just blowing a hair off of my mic protector. Just a couple of working stiffs. One of 1,000 working stiffs, until I wasn't anymore. Man, The Irishman. I know I've brought that up like 14 times during this LP, especially talking about, once again, in Philly and anywhere else, anytime I see any weird, like, nondescript business or construction project that's, like, incredibly specific and doesn't seem like a real thing that would make enough money to sustain itself, I just assume that it's a front for the mob, especially because specifically the real estate and construction industries in Philly are, like, the sort of main current domain of business for what remains of the Eastern Pennsylvania mob, from what I understand. The one that is depicted. The origins of it are the people depicted in The Irishman. But, yeah, The Irishman, I actually rewatched it recently, like a month ago, with Liv's mom, who had never seen it. Me and Liv have both watched it like 3 times. And, that movie is fucking really good. Like, I gave it a 10 on my main channel when I first did my review, and I absolutely stand by it. It is a full-blown masterpiece, one of the best Scorsese's, maybe the best Scorsese, I don't know. Maybe, at least maybe my personal favorite, but I don't know. I haven't seen all of his movies, and I would need to come back to a few of them that I also really, really like, and that was extremely close. And they really just lost me with this garbage truck. Like, I never really went more than, like, 10 miles an hour, and they just didn't catch up with me. They really do not want these diamonds enough. Also, it's funny that the Liberty Sanitation Department is abbreviated LSD. Ha ha ha. It's a drug joke. That is hilarity. Hey, oh god. Still got the Ushanka hat, though. My uniform. And that sound was the sound of me accidentally taking a screenshot because I was looking at my phone to see if our food was almost here yet. And while I was reaching for my phone, I hit my whatever key on the keyboard takes a screenshot in this game. Yeah. Also, I think I already talked over it. I think it was back when I was picking up Carmen. But there was an NPC in this game that I swear to God sounded exactly like Stephen Merchant. It was like a British motorist who was saying, like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me," or whatever, but in a British accent. And it sounded a lot like Stephen Merchant. So I don't know if that's a thing. I mean, Stephen Merchant was definitely a known person by 2008, by like the mid-2000s when this game was being made. Anyway, this is Alderney. I just wanted to... We're going over to do Derrick's first mission now, but I just wanted to show off a little bit of this area of the game since we haven't seen it yet. This is the last borough of Liberty City that we're really gonna be doing something in. And we're gonna be getting a safe house there pretty shortly. I want to say that Alderney is based on New Jersey. I kind of forget. Let me look. I'm going to open up Grand Theft Auto 4 setting. It also includes the independent state of Alderney based on northern New Jersey. Yeah. And there are 4 boroughs of the actual city, and it's Broker, which is based on Brooklyn, Dukes, which is based on Queens, Bohan, based on the Bronx, and Algonquin, based on Manhattan. I don't know if I said that all correctly when I was first talking about this at the beginning of the thing. And then Charge Island is supposed to be based on Randall's Island, Colony Island is based on Roosevelt Island, and Happiness Island is based on Liberty Island. And the Statue of Liberty in this game is called the Statue of Happiness, and it looks very silly. And now that I say that, renaming the Statue of Liberty in real-life New York in this game to the Statue of Happiness is a very interesting decision, thematically, to make. But I literally just thought of that, and I don't have any sort of, like, good take on what I mean. But I'll have to think about that, because that is an interesting choice that I had never really considered. Anyway, here's Derrick.
So, what do you care about?
I care about getting people back who claimed I was a grass. People who used that to steal shit off me.
Maybe that's what your brother was talking about. When they said you needed help taking care of all the business.
Sure. I mean, I ain't a saint. I ain't a man of principle. I messed up. But I tried. I made a mistake. But I admitted it.
We all make mistakes.
Exactly. And this guy is still threatening to kill me and my family.
What's his name?
Bucky Sligo.
Bucky Sligo.
I heard he was living in Alderney. Can you get access to police computer?
Sure.
Find the fuck. Shut him and his pals up.
Okay.
Pals up.
Find a cop car. Done. Easy enough. Yeah, so we're going after Bucky Sligo. What a fucking name. Using the police records again. I forgot to check. I remember back when we were going after, what's his face, Lyle Revis or whatever for the UL Paper people. I was asking if, like, you could just use your normal keyboard to type these out, like, you know, the keys that you hit typing out Bucky Sligo on your actual keyboard, if they would correspond to the police computer keyboard. I don't know if it does, and I forgot to, like, see if it would this time, so I just used my controller again like normal. That's what I'm used to. So, yeah, now we get to impersonate a cop and go after Bucky Sligo, and it'll be great fun. And my thing that I was just talking about earlier about the NPC that sounded like Stephen Merchant got me thinking about GTA NPCs while I was watching that cutscene. And I've already noted several times before that here in Philly, pedestrians and motorists alike very often sound and act like GTA NPCs. By which I mean, like, I don't know, there have just been times where you're driving along, everything's normal, and then, like, a massive truck is, you know, like, on the median or something, or, you know, someone is just in the street perpendicular to the rest of traffic. Someone randomly, like, smashes into someone and like clogs up traffic in a way that like only artificially intelligent NPCs in a video game could reasonably do, and you're like, how could a fucking person not see that making this decision would result in a problem? As well as just their voices. Like, you know, you walk around Philly during the daytime and there's just people who are standing on street corners and talking to nobody. Not even because they're crazy. Like, I don't even know what they're doing. Also, there's always some people who are just, like, on the sidewalk and they're just, like, leaning out, looking out at the street, waiting for something, for someone. I'm usually guessing the bus, but they're, like, usually nowhere near a bus stop or anything like that. So it's just it's very odd. And you'll walk by and you'll overhear people's conversations. You'll hear people just yelling in the distance or singing. Lots of singing and rapping on the sidewalk and in the streets in Philly, near where I live in Philly, at least. And, you know, it's just a city, so there's a ton of people, and so the fraction of the people that you encounter who are, like, being weird is probably the same as anywhere else, but you're just seeing more people, so you see more people that are acting strange, or doing something odd, or just saying something strange, or whatever. And I actually kind of like this, scripted chase. I know I bitch about them quite a bit, but, like, with this one, and with, I guess it was the last one, or no, not the last one with the, fucking motorcycle. Which one was I thinking of? I think I mentioned in the last video that I didn't mind that scripted chase too much because it kind of makes sense for the mission. And this one as well, like, you know, I don't mind this so much. I also don't mind it because the scripted chase is actually interesting. It's in a new area of the game. It, like, it doesn't just take you on regular streets and, you know, like, uh-oh, a truck swings in front of you a little bit. Oh, wacky. And this fucking dude, this guy, what? I don't even remember where. I need to look at where he's going. Is he going out the back? Is he just hiding back there with the shooters? That's so funny. I realized that dude while I was in there. Oh, I should have gone further into the house. I think that door looks like you can probably go out of it, so maybe he just went in the back. Maybe, like, he went out the back, but I thought it was really funny when it was happening that there was this dude, fucking running into the house filled with people shooting at me to get away from me. I really wanted to hit that cop, but alas. I'm getting an extra bit of catharsis out of all of the, cop, altercations in this game because of what's been going on lately. And by lately, of course, I mean for the vast majority of American history, but specifically this whole situation in Minneapolis. Luckily, today they did arrest and charge the main guy. They haven't charged the other 3 officers who were there, 2 of which also kneeled on the dude's fucking neck until he died. But it took 4 days, and a bunch of people burning shit down and looting and, you know, occupying the police precinct building for them to do that, so I don't know. And that in particular is a little bit different. This whole thing is a little bit different from... Because I lived in Maryland during the Baltimore riots, and then obviously the Ferguson riots happened the year before that. And, you know, those were certainly pretty big deals. But there's just something a little bit different here. It seems angrier in a way. And I've seen more, like, radical and specifically Marxist graffiti and signs and messages in this crowd that I never saw in Ferguson or Baltimore. So that's interesting. And the fact that a bunch, you know, normal people in this country who may have similar community experiences to those people in the Twin Cities, they just saw regular-ass people break into one of the most major police precinct buildings in the state, overtake it, kick the cops out, and burn the whole fucking thing to the ground. And I just gotta think that that will mean something for the future, that maybe our relationship to the people in charge of us may be changing. Hopefully for the better, and hopefully soon. I mean, honestly, I would like that. Maybe I'll go into more discussion about this kind of stuff in the next video, but I'll try not to bog people down too much in it. But next time, we're gonna have a fun time hanging out with Brucey and do some other shit, so see you then for that.